Phil Cohen here. Welcome back to Cohen on Content. Got over here Charles Richardson. Charles is on the board of directors of, I say DPAA. What do you guys call it?
Well, it's the Digital Place-Based Advertising Association.
Thank you. It used to be OVAD. You know, I got into all of these, what do you call them, the letters?
And acronyms?
Acronyms instead of names, and now they're trying to throw me back to names. Full disclosure, Charles is Senior Vice President, Chief Marketing Officer for Care Media Holdings Corp., and you know that's my networks. Kid Care, Pet Care, Women's Healthcare TV.
Right.
Charles comes out of the agency industry. I've known him for a long, long time. He used to play basketball at Syracuse back before they televised it.
Yes, I was a mere child, though.
And his background is in research. Charles, we're here to talk about content.
All the way.
And I'm talking to you because being on the board at DPAA, you're involved with everybody. You talk to everybody who has a successful network. And without giving you any lead-ins about how important content is to a successful network, I'm not going to tell you that in advance. Tell us what you think about content and why does it work? What does it do for us?
Well, I feel that lead-in was really great and unbiased totally, but it's okay, you know. But look, content, and we hear it a lot, content is king. You say it, other people say it around the boardroom where we talking about this particular subject, it would be acknowledged. Without content that is relevant, that is engaging, that is motivating, none of the networks that are digital signage-based, place-based, that are involved with our association would be able to generate any business.
Are you telling me that every network in DPAA focuses that intently on their content?
Well, if they don't,
I don't believe it.
They should. It's not so much that this is something that everybody does or everybody even does well, but it's something that we know is vitally important to the success of any network. The larger networks, the intermediate-sized networks, the small ones, all have to have content that works. If the consumer is not engaged along what let's say in the healthcare space, you know, our space is called in terms of point of care. If they're not engaged as they move along the pathway to purchase throughout and involving everybody's space, they won't be stimulated, motivated, prompted to pay attention to information that's being presented, much less a commercial, or even aware of or interested in what they are passing by, as opposed to stopping.
DPAA did the metrics, you know, this whole thing, metrics research with the ad agencies, so that supposedly now the ad agencies can get a particular group of metrics, whether it's our networks or somebody else's, that they can compare and they can base their decisions on.
Right.
A big part of those metrics was not just traffic, but we were motivated to research recall,
right,
which, as you said back then, that's really researching engagement.
Right.
In order to provide that research, to get the engagement, we had to make sure that our content was working to the point of pulling that visitor in. Let's say I'm a network and I think you're full of crap. I don't have to do that. I could put anything on there. I'll put music videos on. I'll put movie trailers on. I'll put on reruns of Old I Love Lucy. Because as long as the screen is there, people are exposed to the screen, and I can say, here's how many people watch my screen. What do I need to do all this other stuff for?
Well, one of the things that is meant when we talk about the importance of content and why content is king is because we are all looking at having more than just eyeballs passing by our locations with no engagement. I used that phrase before. If people are not motivated, if consumers, patients, women, whoever, are not motivated to be involved in and impressed by and therefore affected by what they're seeing, the content is the driver. Our ads, our clients' ads that are going to run on those networks are not going to be seen at all. So there would be
Is this why I pay you so much money?
This is part of why you pay me so much money.
That's what I'm talking about. It's not just saying content is king, but explaining why.
You have to explain why. I mean,
and why did I even bring you on here, you know, you could have given me that in a write-up and I could have just read it.
Well, I do have a write-up, and as a matter of fact, I'll be right back.
Thanks, Charles.
Okay, now, very
See you,
good.
man.
All right.
Next week, I don't know who I'm going to have on. Oh, Shanika James, president of America's Minority Health Network. You want to see this because this is the single most successful new launch of any digital out-of-home network I've seen.
Wow.
And I'm going to get her to explain how and why. See you next week, or you'll see me next week.